New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio facing some backlash after announcing the strictest vaccine mandate in the country. Workers will not be able to opt out for regular testing. Kids as young as 5 years old won't be able to enter a restaurant without proof of vaccination. Paul Gerke is live in New York with how people are reacting, and understandably, there are a lot of people who are pro-vaccine. They've received their shots. They're not necessarily certain that they want to give their 5 or 6 year old that shot. So this is something that would change families' lifestyles dramatically in a big city.
It's already a little different out here, Adrienne. It feels strange to walk into a restaurant or entertainment venue and have to show your vaccination card. I imagine that's going to create some real snags for people with multiple kids when you have to whip out your phone for Billy and Jimmy and Angela. But that said, New York City is really banking on the success of its own mandates here. The one in the public sector drove vaccination rates into the 90% for those who actually work for New York City. It's one of the most vaccinated cities in the country. Roughly 84% of the people who live here have already had at least one shot. But as you mentioned, Adrienne, the critics think that this could be a serious case of government overreach.
Dancing on Broadway or slinging Sammys on a street corner bodega. If you work in one of New York City's 184,000 private sector businesses, soon you'll be required to get vaccinated against COVID-19. The Omicron variant continues to worry city leaders, among them Mayor Bill de Blasio, who has just 3 weeks left in office. He calls the move a preemptive strike to slow the spread of COVID during the winter months.
We need to take very bold action, aggressive action to address these new threats. It's Omicron, it's cold weather.
The mandate would require workers to provide proof of at least one dose of the vaccine and will not allow for a testing opt-out. But some business leaders are already pushing back. Brooklyn's Chamber of Commerce calls it, quote, virtually unenforceable. City Council Minority Leader Joe Borelli tweeted, in the Bronx, with 15% unemployment, 28% of residents will no longer be eligible to work on December 27th. The expanded vaccine mandate would also require children as young as 5 years old to be vaccinated to eat inside any restaurant or visit any entertainment venue, the same rules that apply to adults in the city now. Some parents are concerned.
If parents feel that the kids need to be protected, well, I cannot say for them, but what I can say is that I think if I have kids like that, I will not give them the vaccine at that age.
Another hurdle facing NYC's proposal, the transition to the next mayor. That mandate would go into effect just 4 days before Mayor-elect Eric Adams takes office. A spokesperson from Adams's team said, quote, the mayor-elect will evaluate this mandate and other COVID strategies when he is in office and make determinations based on science, efficacy, and the advice of health professionals.
We're expecting to learn more specific rules of these mandates next Wednesday. They would go into effect 2 days after Christmas. And before you even ask, yes, there will be legal challenges to these mandates, but the mayor's office expects that they will hold up in court, Adrienne.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.